Sir, please start the session.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vishal. Uh, I must begin this session with a note of sincere gratitude to all the people who have joined us since the first day of this 3 day conference on English studies in India, challenges, policies, and possibilities. This is the last valedictory session that we have organized, and I'm really happy to report that everything we planned we could execute. And I'm sure all the viewers across the nation must have enjoyed this web conference immensely because there were more than 1,200 people watching us live every day. And there were many people who presented their research works, who presented their views on various topics of English studies. Uh, I'm really fortunate to have Professor Purnima Mehta ma'am. She was the professor and head of the Department of English in the Bhavnagar University. She worked there throughout her life, and her contribution to the field of research as well as to the field of English studies in Gujarat is really immense. She is a very well-known name in the state of Gujarat and very, very senior scholar. Along with that, we have Professor Sulbha Natraj ma'am with us as the guest of honor. She is the convener, one of the conveners of this conference, and the conference was organized under her guidance and supervision. And I'm sure, madam, we must have met your expectations in this. And I really like to welcome Professor Sulbha Natraj ma'am and Professor Purnima Mehta ma'am for this valedictory session. It has been a long time. We wanted to invite Professor Purnima Mehta madam on a special occasion, and I couldn't think of a better occasion to invite her than this, as this is the new beginning for this center, and this is where we require her blessings to start and to start executing our plans and actions. So, ma'am, welcome. It is a personal note, as well as I thank you on behalf of the organizing as well as the advisory committee. And I'm also thankful to you on behalf of the conveners of the conference to agree to join us in this valedictory function as the chief guest. We also have Professor Ashok Sachdeva, sir, and Professor Dilip Barad, sir. And we have Professor Atanu Bhattacharya, sir. So, and my colleagues as well. Professor Sridhar Gokhale, sir, has joined us. Thank you, sir, for being with us all through this event and all through these sessions. With this note, I would like the person who has worked really, really hard to make it possible that the conference goes well. He assured everything, and it was his responsibility and to make sure that the event becomes successful. So I give him full credit for this event. It was not my work or the work of other people, but it was the hard work of Dr. Shemal Mewada to make sure that this event goes well. And everything that has happened during this event, because everything was happening online. 1,200 people were watching it live every day, and more people were, writing emails to us, giving calls to us, and he actually delivered to the expectation of the conveners as well as of the CVM University. And I must appreciate his hard work. And I think I would like to invite him to report what has happened during these 3 days. So I would like to invite Dr. Shemal Mewada, the assistant professor of this H.M. Patel English Studies Center, to report the event.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Respected guests, speakers, delegates, and participants, as mentioned at the time of inaugural session, that the objective of the conference was to connect with the educators and the language professionals of English, working in order to churn out the futuristic solutions for the present challenges in the field. The purpose was served as there was three keynote addresses by the prominent speakers, namely Dr. S. Mohanraj sir, Professor Sridhar Gokhale sir, Professor Hitesh Ravia sir. There were three plenary sessions by the experts, namely Dr. S. Gandhimati madam, Dr. Kashmira Mehta madam, and Professor Kamal Mehta sir. Furthermore, there were nine intellectual deliberation sessions by the intellectuals in the field of English studies, namely Professor Rajendra Singh Jadeja sir, Professor Sulbha Natraj madam, Dr. Rosalia madam, Dr. Ashok Sachdeva sir, Professor Jagdish Joshi sir, Professor Hitesh Bhagat sir, Professor Atanu Bhattacharya sir, Professor Dilip Barar sir, and Dr. Venu Mehta madam. There were nine parallel panel discussions in which 30 panelists presented their views on the various topics related to English studies. Most importantly, there were more than 1,000 participants registered for the conference from all over the nation, from which 185 participants presented their papers on the topics covering English language teaching, English literature, pedagogy, linguistics, translation studies, and so on in 36 parallel paper presentation sessions. Overall, the first national conference on English studies in India, challenges, policies, and possibilities, organized by H.M. Patel English Studies Center in collaboration with the Global Association of English Studies, H.M. Patel Institute of English Studies, English Training and Research, Vallabh Vidyanagar, Department of English, Krantiguru Shyamji Krishna Verma University, Kutch, Government College Daman, SSR College of Arts, Commerce and Science, Silvas, Anand Arts College Anand, Srimati P.K. Kotawala Arts College Patan, and Government Arts and Commerce College Kachwal. The conference was a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shamal. It was very precise, and I think that in a 3 day online conference, we could not have done better than what you have been able to execute. So I personally congratulate you, and when I say this, I congratulate you on behalf of all the panelists as well as on behalf of all the participants on this achievement. I would also like to invite some of the speakers in the conference about their experience. If they would like to share their experience with us, they are welcome. So there is Professor Ashok Sachdeva sir, Rosalia madam, Atanu sir, and Dilip Barat sir. So if you would like to share your experience with us during this conference, you're welcome, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Dr. Mitul and everybody around there. Yeah, it was a real privilege to be a part of a conference like this, as I already mentioned. Anything organized by you, it's a privilege to be a part of. And again, I can
Thank
see
you,
a
ma'am.
plethora of speakers who have been there. It was something new having this new session which you brought in, the intellectual deliberations. It was really good. So we have had a wide spectrum of topics on which people have dealt with a lot of detail. So it has been a learning experience, I think, for all of us. That I can say for myself. It's been a very good learning experience for all of us, and I think we need a lot more such experiences in the near future as well. So hats off to you again, Dr. Mitul, and your team for a
Thank you.
wonderful way you have organized this whole program, bringing in so many people and having so many participants. So congratulations to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Ashok Sachdeva sir, you were trying to say something.
Uh, s- yes, sir. Thanks for giving me the opportunity as well. Mithul, sir, I have seen you organizing. This was the online conference of 1200 participants, but I have seen your physical conferences where 1200, 1500 participants at VMet College, RHM Patel Institute. So I have
Yes,
seen
sir.
you as a very successful organizer. Am I audible to you, sir? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So I
Yes.
have seen you as a successful organizer, and you have been bringing all the stalwarts of English language and literature under one roof, under the banner of your global English studies. And I know your organizational capabilities and capacities. So, in this online conference as well, I could see your organizational activities, your acumen, and your expertise in managing all sorts of the system that has to be in place, and you could bring all the resource persons, best resource person here, and you have been connecting all the intellectuals on this platform. I was attending the conference and listening to the lectures of everyone, whether it was a keynote or plenary, or it was intellectual deliberation, even the paper presenters. So I could see that the quality of paper presentations, keynote speech, was highly enriching, and it was benefiting to all of us. It was a good sharing of the knowledge, and I think sometimes there are pros and cons. Sometimes, this online platform works much better in the sense that we have been closely associated with each other. On Google Meet, I said you had a limited number of resource person at this platform, whereas other channels there was a huge crowd I could see. So there was despite that we were physically far apart, there was an intimate connection, mental connection, psychic connection, and we were aware of each other's presence for the last 3 days. And this there lies your success, that there was a continuous mind mapping, continuous harmony. So this we are all sitting apart at different places, but this conference had some holistic sort of a approach in it, that all the deliberations and all the intellectual speakers, they were on the one platform despite being physically apart. So I
Thank you.
think
Thank you.
there lies the success of your online conference, and it has fully 100% fully met with the expectations, intellectual expectations, academic expectations, in terms of interaction, in terms of interactive sessions, question answers, presentation. Leave aside a few technological where we are helpless, but I think you have done a very good job. You have fared it
Thank
well,
you.
and the success goes to you. This conference has been immensely successful, and
Thank you.
the credit goes to you for your
Uh,
capabilities and capacities. I
yeah,
congratulate you on this
thank,
conference. Great.
thank you,
I've
sir.
seen your three
Actually,
days, 4 days conference, physical conferences
right.
organized.
Actually, sir, I
Yes.
was seen. I was available on the screen most of the time, but the success of the conference required a lot of work off screen, and that
Yes.
was done by my team,
Yes.
Dr. Shemal Mewada and Miss Navodita. But so they have worked tremendously hard, and we had volunteers like Dr. Drunal. So they have tremendously worked hard, and they could not be seen everywhere, and that's why probably people talk about
No,
me.
they
But
are.
actually,
Yeah.
I give the credit to my team rather than
Yes.
accepting it myself.
That
So
is
we have
the
other people. Ji, ji,
that's the
please.
quality
We
of a
have
team leader. Yeah.
we have other people as well. Professor Hitesh Ravia sir has also joined us, and I think that if you would like to share your views on the conference and your expectation for the coming events that we do, your feedback, your suggestions are highly appreciated by us. Yes, Dilip sir.
Yeah, I think let me share a few words with you. Yeah. First of all, Punima Madam, Namaskar. Uh, After
Namaste.
quite a long time, I am seeing you. Namaskar, Tamare.
I'm also happy to see you again.
Yeah, it is. You are hale and hearty, in good health. You look good after your retirement age also. With your greetings and your wishes, yeah. Mithul bhai, a wonderful event. As Ashok Sachdeva has rightly said that in past also we have participated in your organizations. Our students also participated. They also came there. So obviously it is a gala event, online or offline. Either way, I think you invited David Crystal online in one of the conferences. So it was quite ahead of time that during that time also you were able to invite people online and have a great show in a large auditorium where David Crystal was connected and we had a wonderful time. So great, as Ashok Sachdeva has rightly said, very good skills for managing events and other things. And this also was very good. I was not able to attend all the sessions, but whenever I got time, I try to peep in to see what things are going on. And all the presentations were indeed wonderful. So while I was preparing even my presentation, I have seen that most of them are talking about those things. So it was even very tough for me that most of the people are already talking about English studies, about challenges, about the possibilities. And so and I was scheduled on the very last day. So to avoid repetition also, I had to see that something new we can try to see. But all the speakers, they have done a wonderful work, and everything is available on YouTube. So we can visit it again and again, and we can listen to all the speakers. All the recordings are made available. That is a good thing that this conference has done, that we can listen to them as and when we want to listen them. So Shamal, Mewada, Mithul Bhai, everybody, thumbs up for a wonderful event.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. With this, I believe when people like you, Dilip Bhai, is saying that the event was good, I believe in it because you would otherwise have said something different. I would like now to invite Professor Sulbha Nataraj ma'am, who is the guest of honor for this valedictory function, uh, to have her views on the conference, the way we have conducted it. And also, we would like to learn from ma'am what her expectations are from us. So, so that in the future as well, we can do much better with her guidance. So, ma'am, the stage is yours, please.
Thank you, Dr. Nitul Trivedi, for inviting me on this platform. Uh, Respected Purnima Madam, Dr. Dilip Barad, Professor Sachdeva. I also see Vishal there, and Professor Bhattacharya, Professor Gokhale, and I think even Professor Hitesh Bhakat is also around. Venu, yes. Uh, I'm really happy, Nikul, let me call you just by your first name, that we could organize this event and you did it in a very novel manner. I must say that because I've attended a large number of web conferences. Now, I think I can take a clue from what Ashokji was telling about the way language is being used now. So this could become even a word, there could be a word like conferdemics. You know, there is a flood of conferences now, but this conference was really very well managed. But more than that, it was um, a very different kind of conference in the sense that we had intellectual discussions. We had people together actually talking to one another. Normally in web conferences, there is just one presentation, the person goes away, then there is another presentation and so on. But this was something very well thought of. So congratulations to you and to your team, Dr. Mewada, Shemal Mewada and Navanita Bhatt, and of course Dr. Jadeja. Since I have mentioned Dr. Jadeja, let me talk about the two words that he mentioned in the beginning of the conference. He talked about English for empowerment and English for enlightenment. And today you have two females in the chair. In the sense, you have Nima Madam as the chief guest, and you also asked me to be in this special chair. So I would say English for empowerment of Eves. So you have three E's now. Fine. That was something I just thought on a light mode. Otherwise, we had issues of a very varied type. We had, uh, discussions on teaching, how teaching should be done, teaching of English as a second language should be done. What are the characteristics of teacher needed today, especially the focus was on compassion, apart from skills and competence. Then we had um, discussions on how the English language has developed. And this morning, even Dr. Rabia gave at length the details of the history of language, and later Professor Kamal Mehta talked about the contribution that India can make through the use of, through research of the languages, Sanskrit, and then later that was a kind of extension of Professor Mehta's talk by Venu. And I was really happy to see Venu, a young researcher, uh, who really must have inspired a number of researchers now, old or young. And then yesterday we had a very different type of presentation by Professor Ashok Sachdeva, and I was happy to know that so many new words have actually been included in the dictionary, and now they are in use. In fact, I felt like, or I would have felt like female Rip Van Winkle if somebody had told me, come for a U fee or a D fee and so on. No, these are the expressions that I've never come across, but then this is something that was worth learning from him. How language changes, how language develops. And of course, the presentations of the afternoon today were like a dessert on the succulent meal that we had during the 2 days, 3 days program. Professor Bhattacharya, of course, a really well-read scholar, a very good analyst, made a presentation that was so very comprehensive, not only on research, but how research can lead to CPD, continuing professional development, and a number of ideas have come up through his presentation. And then I was happily watching the way Dr. Dilip Barad made the presentation. So it was technologically a very different kind of presentation, and all this through, I have been wondering whether people have really evolved in using technology so very well that we can now, I think, do away with face-to-face classes. Dr. Barad, you did a wonderful job. In fact, during the lockdown, teachers have developed these skills, and you were always ahead. In fact, you have been using technology very well even earlier. But I have noticed that even school teachers are now using technology in a very, very innovative manner. And this lockdown period has even, in fact, proved to be a very creative period for many people in terms of writing stories and creating cartoons and using technology. In fact, I would like to ask ourselves this question: who has led to this technological evolution in education? Was it some policy of the UGC? Was it some technical agency? Or was it the pandemic? So the pandemic actually, which was a real challenge, has challenged us to use technology. And I suppose Dr. Mitul Trivedi and his team has done a wonderful job to help us get inputs from scholars like Professor Gokhale, Professor. In fact, I missed Professor Bhakat's presentation, and I really feel sorry about it because I heard that there were many new um, points that he had made, but I'm sure we'll be able to get all this. And Hitul, I suppose you will be able to collate all these major uh, possibilities that have been talked about, because we are all aware of challenges, and I think we have dwelled too long on challenges. Now let's really work on possibilities and make a real difference in on the scene of English studies. Thank you for inviting me for this event. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Uh, the main objective of this conference was actually to learn what are the possibilities not only in the field of English that we should strive for, but also as an institution we should contribute at. And that is what the main aim, that what are the ways in which the H.M. Patel English Studies Center can go for such possibilities and explore them, explore new avenues, and try to do something novel, not only for our own region, but for the nation. And we are committed to that, ma'am. And I assure you that all these suggestions that we have received in terms of possibilities that are coming up in coming times, we will work on that and we will try to give our best to that. And that is my promise to you on behalf of my entire team. With these words, I would like to invite Professor Purnima Mehta, ma'am, to give her blessings to us with her speech. Purnima, ma'am, please.
Hello, I'm
Hello.
audible. Am
Yes,
I
ma'am.
audible?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Guest of honor, Dr. Sulbhaji, respected scholars, teachers, and researchers, our young organizer, Dr. Mitulbhai, Namaskar. I am happy to be with eminent scholars and teacher educators in the field of English language teaching in India through this very successful National Web Conference on English Studies in India, hosted by CVM University, organized by H.M. Patel English Studies Center. My greetings to you all and congratulations to the whole team. After a decade of inertia, that is my retirement, I received a wake-up call from Dr. Mitulbhai. I had to get up. Sarva Snehar Pravartate. I accepted his invitation out of love, as I have witnessed his academic journey from PG to the current position he has earned. Being poor, I am rich so far my students are concerned. Mitul Bhai, I publicly congratulate you for your integrity, patience, and hard work. I cannot claim to be an expert or authority to be a chief guest on to address this august gathering. I listened to you, came to know about new challenges, old problems, and conscious struggle to find solution. Thus, the conference remained impressive. Throughout my academic career of 37 years, I had been a gardener who tenderly nourished sapling, and when they grow and bloom, I felt I fulfilled my promise. Coming back to our conference, I questioned myself, is there anyone so wise as to learn by the experience of others? Then I am the one. The conference proved through thought provoking and throws up a new set of challenges, but also opportunities. Various suggestions are put forward to bring about an overhaul of the system. Well, in this gathering of practitioners, researchers, and other stakeholders, sincere attempt is made to arrive at a reasonable solution of issues and challenges. This is how you all made this conference highly result oriented. This is the time for you to move forward. You are free to be creative. Innovation and motivation are key indicators. And we English fraternity do believe in Swadhyayaha Paramo Yagnaha. On this occasion, if you all permit me, I have chanced to mention some known colleagues, Sri Jadeja Sahib, Mohan Rajji, Professor Ratnuji, Professor Kamal Bhai, Professor Jagdish Bhai Joshi, dear Hitesh Bhai, and Dilip Bhai. My regards to you all and also to those whom I met today virtually. Once again, congratulations to all participants and a loving pat on the young shoulder of Dr. Mitul Bhai for successfully organizing such meaningful conference, conducted so smoothly and made us feel rewarding. You have made our expectations high, and Mitul Bhai, I am sure you will fulfill it. Go ahead. We all are with you. Thank you once again. My pranam to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. When good words come from you, it actually motivates us. And I feel a little emotional because after many years, I've been able to talk to you in person now, virtually, of course. But thank you so much, ma'am, for being a part of this. And uh, I can't say more, but I'm really, really grateful to you. As I mentioned before the session started, whatever good is there in us, it is just because of the efforts that people like you and Sulva Madam have put in us. So thank you so much for being with us. And with this note, I conclude this valedictory session. And it is the end of the conference. But I would like to end it with a promise that many more events, many more projects will be coming up from us, and we would like to have your associations. We would like to have your guidance on everything that we do. It is just because people like you that help us, in tremendous way. We keep going because there is always you. So thank you so much. And with this personal note, I would like to conclude this session and the event. I officially conclude this event, and thank you so much, everyone, for this.
Thank
Thank you.
you. You can always bank upon us.
I will, ma'am. I will. And I have always done that, and I will keep doing it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Thank you
Silva,
very
madam.
much. God bless you.
Bye, ma'am.